Hi, and thanks for joining me for my class today. So today we're going to do a full body workout and work through a range of exercises in the class. We're going to start in standing and warm up, and then we're going to come down into 4-point kneeling, down onto our backs and then onto our sides. So remember, always work to a level that you feel comfortable with, and I'm going to show you some options and variations to those exercises as we go along as much as possible. So when you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to bring our toes apart and those heels apart, so those feet at that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight coming to the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just nice and slowly forwards and back. Just look to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that weight's going nice and evenly down through those feet. Knees are nice and soft, so not locked back. Hands up onto your pelvis, very gently. We're going to tilt the pelvis forward and then tilting it back. So just gently forwards and back. And again, finding that midpoint between those two movements. Lovely. Those ribs are soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted. Okay, so we're going to start by floating our hands up to shoulder height. And we're going to begin with our arm opening stretch. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to reach one arm around and back, following with your head, and then slowly forwards. Good. And again, reaching around and back, and then forward. So we're just rotating through that upper spine, following with that head, breathing out, rotating back, breathing in as you fold back. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. So rotating through that spine. Good. Looking with that head round and back. Opening out through that chest, just gently here. Well done. Reaching around and folding back. Reaching around, fold back. Lovely. A few more here. Reaching around and folding back. Good, last few, and folding back, reaching around and folding back. Let's do one more each side, reaching around, fold back, well done, and back to that start, well done, relax those arms down, good. Okay, so we're going to go into our balance series now, so still keep those feet that hip width distance apart. We're going to float those hands up to shoulder height again, come up onto those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down, good, and again. Float those hands up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. So nice and controlled. Float those hands up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. And again, floating up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. So keep those knees that hip width distance apart, going over those toes. Good, and down. Well done. And again, float those arms up, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. Now on this next one, if you can, we're going to float those hands up towards the ceiling, come up on those toes again, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. And again, reaching up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. Reaching those hands up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. Last few here. Reaching up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. One more time. Reaching up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and relaxing down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to bring my feet a little bit wider than my hips here, and I'm going to turn my feet out, so a little bit of rotation there, so just turn those feet in that 45 sort of degree angle. Okay, so we're going to go into a curtsey lunge here. So I'm going to transfer my weight over onto my left leg, and I'm going to step my right leg behind it, and then I'm going to drop down into that curtsey. Good. Opposite side, so we're going to step back behind that leg and then dropping down into that curtsey. Good. And again, shift that weight over to that left, step behind with the right, dropping down into that curtsey. Good. Stepping back and dropping down. Good. Cross again, reach back, drop down. Lovely. And again, step across, reach back, dropping down. Well done. Step across, reach back, dropping down. Lovely. Step across, reach behind, drop down. Let's do one more each side. Step across, leg behind and drop down. Last time, stepping across, leg behind, dropping down. Well done. Come back to that start. Okay, so we're going to work into extension of our legs a little bit. So we're going to come side on so you can see, so you can go lengthways on your mat. So feet still that hip width distance apart. We're going to start by just squeezing that bottom and reaching my leg behind. So just starting with one leg. We're going to reach that leg, extending behind and folding back. Good. So it's not a huge movement. We're using that bottom muscle to take that leg behind. So you can either keep it in contact with the mat, stepping back, or if you can, we can just hover it above. Good. Now if that feels comfortable, on this next one we're going to reach back, then bring that leg forwards, flexing the hip. And then we're going to reach it back, bring that leg up, and again, reaching back, extending, and lifting up. So you can either keep that contact with the floor as you come through, or try and keep that leg lifted. Well done. Opposite leg, knees nice and soft. Well done. Lifting up and reaching back. Good. Lift up and reaching back. Well done. Last few, and reaching back, lifting up and reaching back. Well done. Last one. And reaching back, and then bring that leg back in. Well done. Okay, we do the same on the other side. So just to start with, we're going to squeeze that bottom, reach that leg behind. And again, reaching back and forwards. So you can either just tap that toe behind or flex that foot, keep it lifted and back. So squeezing that bottom is your bottom that's working. It's not a huge movement, taking that leg behind. Good. So on this next one, we're going to reach the leg back, then bring the leg forward into flexion if you can, reaching back and then bringing up. So you can either again keep that contact with the mat, reach back, folding forwards, or keep that leg lifted above the mat here. A little bit more challenge on that balance there to do that. Good. So nice and control, reaching back. This leg's working really hard, you're standing on. Reaching back and folding forward. Well done. Reaching back and folding forwards. Well done. Good. And folding forwards. Last couple. Good. One last one. Reaching back and folding forwards. Lower that leg down. Well done. Okay, so with that opposite leg, I'm going to reach that leg back behind me, drop down into that heel down into this calf stretch here. And we're going to hold this. While we're holding it, I'm going to float my hands up, palm towards me, and we do a few little book opening movements. So we're going to open out that chest and folding back. So just still feeling that stretch through the back of the leg, through that calf, as we're just holding that there, and we're just gently opening out through the upper body. And just mobilising that there. Good. Opening back. Breathing out as you open out. Breathe in as you're folding back. Well done. One more here. And back. Lower those arms back down. We're going to step this leg back in. Opposite leg this time. We're going to reach back. Sink that heel down. Feel that stretch through the back of the leg there. Well done. And then we're going to float my hands up. And just do a few arm scissors here while we're holding this stretch. So we're going to raise the arm and down, lifting and lowering. Good, and lowering, lifting and lowering. Well done, lifting and lowering. So just gently moving through with those arm scissors, reaching and lowering. Good, and again, lifting and lowering. Last few here, lifting and lowering. One more each side. Good. And then we're going to step back to the end of my mat. Well done. Okay, so let's do a few roll downs here. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck that chin down, roll those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath at the end here. Then as you breathe out, gently restacking, nice and slowly back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in here. Then as you breathe out, slowly restacking back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Breathing in. As you breathe out, gently coming back down. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to come down onto our mats and into 4-point kneeling. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, roll those hands down towards the floor. Now take a breath at the end here. As you breathe out, just soften those knees. And then we're going to walk our hands down and then come down onto our mats. And we're going to continue our class from here. Okay, so we're continuing down into 4-point kneeling. So have your hands just in front of those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Elbows staying soft, so the insides of the elbow facing each other. We're just going to start just opening out through that lower back, just getting a bit of mobility with our tail swish. So we're just going to wag that tail side to side, so just wiggle that bottom side to side here. just rotating through that bottom, dropping side to side, just feeling a little stretch in that side as well as you're moving through side to side. From here, just opening out, just releasing any tension in that lower back. Well done. Good. And then coming back to that middle position. That belly button's just drawn up towards that spine, so that tailbone's tucked under. And we're going to start with our swimming movement, just to open and lengthen out through the back. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to lengthen one leg just parallel with the floor. Breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to fold that leg back. And again, reaching away and folding back. Good. Breathing out, lengthening away, breathing in to fold back. Now, if that's comfortable, we can add in that opposite arm reach, lengthening away and folding back. Good. And again, reaching away and folding back. So we're really keeping that back nice and flat. It's not too big a movement. Don't try and lift that leg too high, because you'll then start to feel that back either dipping or rotating. So we're keeping that nice and flat. We often say, imagine you've got that tray of drinks on your back, trying to keep it nice and steady as we're lengthening and folding back. Good. Breathing out, breathing in to fold back. So nice and control. Neck staying nice and long. Well done. Reaching away and folding back. Reaching away and fold back. And again, breathing out, breathe in to fold back. Breathing out, breathe in to fold back. Good. And folding back. Breathing out, breathe in to fold back. Good. A few more here. Reaching away and folding back. Well done. Nice and control, nice lengthening movement through the body. Lovely. Let's do one more each side. Reaching away, folding back, reaching away and fold back. Well done. Okay, so we're going to work our bottom muscles a little bit more here. So I'm going to drop down onto my elbow, bring that forearm across and just rest this hand just supporting you on the mat here. So opposite leg to that bent elbow, we're going to straighten out and we're going to lift and lower from here. Good, so lifting and lowering. So extending that hip, working those bottom muscles as you're lifting and lowering. Good. Well done. Lift up and lower. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Good. Lift up and lower. Well done. Now on this next lift, we're going to lift up and we're going to bring the knee into our side and stretch out. Good. Let's do 8 more here. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach out, lower that leg down, fold the leg in. Well done. Okay, let's switch sides. So opposite arm coming down, other arm just resting to support you there. Extend that opposite leg to the bent elbow, and then we're going to reach up and down. So extending that hip and lowering. Good. Lifting and lowering. Working those bottom muscles. Well done. The other leg's working really hard to support you as well. If you're feeling that there, it's stabilizing on that side. Good. So we're lifting and lowering. Well done. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to lift up, keep it lifted, and then bring that knee in and stretch back out. Breathing in, stretch back out. Good. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg down, folding back in. Well done. Let's stretch back, have a little relax down into our child pose. So breathe in here. As you breathe out, relaxing down. Well done. Breath in. And as you breathe out, dropping down, stretching out from here. Well done. Breath in. And out. Relaxing down from there. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come back up into 4-point kneeling. Hands just in front of those shoulders here, knees underneath those hips. We're going to go into our leg pulling prone movement. So I want you to tuck your toes under. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lift up those knees, breath in to hold, breathing out, lower back down. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, breath in to hold, breathing out as you lower down. So if that feels comfortable, you can stay here at this level. So we're just going to lift and lower just a little bit off the ground with those knees.
If you can, we'll have those hands in front of those shoulders. We're going to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to lift up, reach forwards, breath in to hold. Then as you breathe out, lowering back down. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forwards, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forwards, breath in to hold. Then as you breathe out, lowering back down. Well done, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forwards, breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, lowering back down. Good, now on this next one, we're going to add in a few knee taps. So we're going to lift up, reach forwards, hold this here if you can, elbows soft, and I want you just to dip one knee down and back. Opposite side, and back. And again, dropping the knee down, lift up. Drop down and up. Drop down and up. Dropping down and up. Breath in. As you breathe out, lowering back down. Well done. Let's see if we can do that one last time. Very good. So breath in. As you breathe out, lift up, reach forwards, holding that there. Breath in to hold. If you can, we're going to tap the knee down and up. Opposite side, and back. And again, drop down. And again, drop down and up. Bending the knee and back. Drop down and up. Drop down and back. Good. One more each side. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, lower down and drop back. Well done. Let's have a little stretch out. Breathing in here, and as you breathe out, relax down. Just a little recovery stretch. Well done. Breath in and out. Relaxing down. Very good. So walk these hands back up, and then we're going to come down onto our backs now. So coming down onto your back. So we'll have those knees bent up, about that hip width distance apart. And just to start with, as we normally do, just tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. Those ribs are nice and soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Okay, so we're going to start with our one leg stretch. So we're going to lift one leg into tabletop, breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to reach the leg away, breathing in as you fold back. Lower back down, opposite leg lifted, reach the leg away, folding back and down. Now remember, keeping that tummy nice and flat. As you reach the leg away, don't let that back arch. We're keeping that control as you're reaching away and folding back. Well done. Lifting up, reaching away, folding back and lower down. And again, lifting up, reach away, fold back and down. Now if that's comfortable here, we can lift both legs into tabletop. So both legs lift into that tabletop. And we're going to do the same again, reaching away and folding back. Good, so breathing out and back. So if that starts to feel too much, you can just go back to that single leg. Do what feels comfortable for you. Reach the leg away and folding back. So breathing out, breathe in to fold back. Breathe out, reach away, breathe in to fold back. Good. And back. Breathing out and folding back. Well done. Breathing out and fold back. Well done. Now coming back to that start, we're going to raise those hands up towards the ceiling. On this one now, we're going to reach one leg away. If you can, this is an optional add-on. We're going to reach forwards into abdo prep at the same time and fold back. And again, opposite arm, reaching forwards and back. Good. And back. Reaching away and back. Good. And lengthening through that neck. So lifting and lowering. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. Now on this last few, you can add a few pulses. So we're going to reach forwards, hold that, 1, 2, 3 with those arms, folding back. And again, 1, 2, 3, and folding back. Good. 1, 2, 3, and fold back. Very good. We're reaching away, 1, 2, 3, and fold back. 1, 2, 3, and fold back. Lovely. Last few. 1, 2, 3, and fold back. One more each side. 1, 2, 3, and fold back. And again, 1, 2, 3, and folding back. Well done. Lowering those legs one at a time back down and bring those arms back down by your side. Very good. Okay, so we're going to work our scissors movement a little bit more here. So we're going to bring one leg into tabletop, keeping this knee at that 90 degrees. We're going to tap that foot down, back up and lower. Opposite leg lifted. Tap down, up
and lower. Okay, so this is our starting level. If that feels comfortable, then stay here. Or if you can, we can bring both legs comfortably up into double tabletop, and then we're going to alternate tapping down side to side from here. Now watch for that knee bending, because that's what we want to do to make it a little bit easier. So that's a little cheating tip. So remember, tap that knee down as you lowering that leg. Now the movement's coming from this hip. We're lowering down from the hip as we're tapping that foot down. Good. Tapping down, lifting up. Good. And again, tap down, lift up. So nice and controlled, keeping that tummy nice and flat. If you start to feel that arching through your back or your tummy's doming, then come back down to that single level, that single leg tap, and then reset. Good. Tapping down, lifting up. Okay, now for the next one, we can go a little bit quicker. So we can go tap, tap, tap. A little bit faster movement. Good. And if you want to make it even harder, you could lift up your head into abdo prep. Use your hands to support that neck. And we're breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. But you don't have to lift the head if you don't want to. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Last few. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. One more breath in and out. Coming back to that start. Lower that head if it's lifted. Lower those legs one at a time back down to that start. Well done. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick hug. Stretch that out. Very good. Well done. So nice breath in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just relax down into that stretch. Just that little bit further if you can. Breath in and out. Relaxing down. Well done. And again, breath in and out. Relaxing down. Very good. So just relax those legs down one at a time, back to that start position. Feet and knees still that hip width distance apart, arms relaxed down by your side. And we're going to go into our bridge movement from here. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck that pelvis under, lifting up into this bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walk the spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking the spine gently back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, slowly walking that spine back down. And again, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine gently back down onto the mat. So either stay here if that feels comfortable. If you want to challenge it a little bit further, we can either raise a heel, so raising one heel, then the opposite heel as one variation, then lowering back down. Or if you can, we can lift up into that extension position, hold that there and stretch a leg, lowering down and then lowering that leg down. So just work to what feels comfortable for you, lifting up. If you're adding any of that movement with the leg, make sure you're keeping that pelvis nice and level, watching for that bottom dipping, trying to keep that pelvis nice and level. If you're adding any movements in with those legs, okay? Good. And again, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up, stretching out, and back, and then lowering down. Good. Let's just do last few here, lifting up. Good. Making sure those bottom muscles are working up and down in that movement. Good. Lovely. Let's just do the last couple here. So just lifting up, using those bottom muscles, peeling that spine up, keeping this pelvis nice and level. Good. And last one, lifting up. Good. And then just slowly lowering back down. Well done, very good, coming back to that start. Okay, so we're just going to bring our abdominals in a little bit more and with our hundreds movement. So arms down by your sides, we're going to reach those fingertips away. We're going to start with pulsing our hands. Now, you can either keep your feet down if you want to, or we can bring a leg into single tabletop, and after about 5 breath cycles, you can switch legs around. Or if we can, we're going to bring both legs up into double tabletop. So pick what's comfortable for you in that starting position. If your legs are in double tabletop, let's glue those feet and knees together. And we're going to start by pulsing those hands, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in and out. Now, if you can, we're going to lift that head into abdo prep, and we're keeping going here. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. If you're having a single leg, make sure you switch around. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. Pulsing those hands really with purpose as you're pulsing those hands, if you're slapping that surface of water. Good. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. Last few here. Breathing in and out. And again, breathing in and out. Good. And then lowering that head back down, and then one at a time, lowering those legs back to that start. Let's bring those knees in, have one more quick hug as we just stretch that out quickly. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. And again, breath in and out from here. Very good. And then just lowering those legs down. Okay, so we're going to come around onto my side. So we're going to start here with our side bend movement. So I'm going to have my elbow right underneath that shoulder here, the forearm resting along the mat. Having those knees just in front of those hips here, because we want to come up into that diagonal. So those collarbones nice and wide. Now, being in this position, you can feel those muscles working here, and that might be enough for you. And if that's the case, just stay there. If you can, we're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, we're going to lift up into that diagonal. Breath in here, and as you breathe out, lowering down. Now, if you can from there, we're going to do that again. Breath in. As you breathe out with this top arm, we're going to reach up and over above our head if you can. So pick what feels comfortable for you. But breath in. As you breathe out, reaching up and over. Breath in and down. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, reaching over. Lowering down. Very good. And again, reaching over, lengthening through. Good. And slowly lowering down. Well done. Reaching up and over and down. Lovely. And again, reaching and lowering down. Good. And again from here, reaching over and lowering down. Let's do one last time. Reaching over and then lowering back down. Very good. Okay, so if you've got a thicker block, you can just grab that now, or a towel, pillow you're using. We're going to come down onto our sides. So just use that to support our head, keeping that head in that nice neutral position here. And we're going to straighten both legs out. So feet are just in front of you. So our hips got a slight bend to them. And my hips are really stacked on top of each other. So we're going to start with by lifting this top leg just to that hip height and then lower back down. So top leg lifted just to that hip height and then lower down. And again, top leg lifted, lowering down. Well done. Top leg lifted and lowering down. Now, if that feels comfortable, that's where we can stay, lifting and lowering this top leg. Otherwise, we can have our hand in front for a little bit of balance. With top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower them down together. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. And again, top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. So nice and control, lowering down together, keeping that core engaged, keeping those hips stacked. Good. Try not to brace too much through this hand. It's just there for a little bit of balance. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, and then lower them down together. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. Last few here and down. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. So make sure that top leg's not going too high, otherwise you're making it really hard for yourself to try and join with that lower leg. Good. So top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. Let's do one more. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lowering down together. Well done. Bend those knees back up. Okay, so we're going to have our feet and the hips roughly in that line. Those hips are stacked on top of each other. And we're going to do our clam movement here. So feet together, we're going to lift up that top knee
and then lower back down. Now we want to feel it in that back pocket side area. If you don't, then just bend or straighten your legs a little bit just to get that working in the right place. So we're going to lift and lower through that top knee. Well done. And again, lifting and lowering through that top leg. Good. Well done. So if that feels comfortable, we can stay here. Or if you can, we can raise those feet up to hip height and lift and lower from here. Good. Lifting and lowering. A little bit further through that range. We're lifting and lowering through that leg. Well done. Good. Nice and controlled. Lifting and lowering. Now either stay there, or if you can, we're going to lift this top knee, keep it lifted, and we're going to stretch and tap for 8. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Lower that knee down, lower those feet back to that start. Well done, and relax that leg there. Okay, so with that block, just drop that block down onto the floor. Your head's at the front of it. You want to have your arms out in front here, and we're going to go into our arm opening stretch. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to lift this top arm, coming up and around, opening out, just following that head, rolling on that block with that arm, and folding back. So remember, don't pull through your shoulder too much. Keep that elbow bent as you come around. You don't want to feel too much of a pull. We're opening out through that chest, not pulling or overly stretching. Good. So just rotating through that upper spine as you come around and back, following with that head, just rolling on the block, and then back to that start. And again, lifting up, opening out, round and back, following with that head, and then slowly back to that start. And again, lift up through that top arm, coming out and around and back, and then slowly back to that start. Good. And again, lift up through that top arm, coming around and back. Lovely. And then back to that start. Few more here, just rotating around, looking around and back, that head just rolling on that block. And again, lifting up. And slowly back. Well done. Let's do one more here. Lift up through that top arm, coming around and back. And then back to that start. Very good. Okay, so let's come over onto the other side to do the same again. So we'll bring our block with us to use in a second, but we're going to start with that side bend as we did before. So elbow underneath that shoulder, forearm just resting on that mat. So our knees are bent up. We're just going to have those knees just in front of us here, just in front of those hips. And we're going to start with that side bend. But as I said before, this position, you're working those muscles. If that feels enough, see if you can just maintain that. Otherwise, if you can, we're going to breath in. As you breathe out, lift those hips up. Good. And then lower down. Again, staying there if that feels enough, lifting and lowering. Or if you can, with this top arm, breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lift up, reach that arm up and over, and then back down. Good. And again, reaching over, breath in. And out. Good. Reaching over. Breath in, hold. Breathing out. Lowering down. Good. And again, reaching over. Nice and controlled. Very good. Little side bend here. Works that arm quite hard that's stabilizing you. And lowering down. Well done. Few more here. Reaching over and lowering down. Good. And again, reaching over and down. Last couple. Very good. One more time. Reaching over, breath in and out. Lowering down. Very good. Okay, so let's grab that thicker block to support our head and come down onto our sides. Okay, so as we did before, we're going to straighten our feet out. So feet just in front of you, those hips stacked there as well. And we're going to start by lifting this top leg just to that hip height and then lower back down. So top leg lifted just to that hip height and then lower down. So it's not a big movement. We want to stick with that hip height level here, particularly when we start joining in that lower leg. So top leg lifted, lower back down. So if that feels enough, just stay there. Or if you can, we can just have our hand in front for a little bit of balance. We're going to start by lifting that top leg, bring the lower leg to join, lower them down together. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower them down together. Good. And again, top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. So keeping those hips stacked as we're lifting that top leg, lower leg to join, lower down together. And again, top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. And down. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. So this hand in front, there for a little bit of balance. Try not to brace through that arm too much. Just fingertips for support. Good. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. And again, top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. And lowering down. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Well done. Last few. And down. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lower down together. Let's do one more here. Top leg lifted, lower leg to join, lowering down together. Well done. Bend those knees back up. Good. So feet and hips roughly in that line. Those hips are stacked on top of each other. We're going to start with our clam movement here. So feet together, we're going to lift up that top knee and lower back down. So keeping those hips stacked, don't let them roll back. As before, you want to feel it in that back pocket side area. If you don't, just bend or straighten those legs a little bit more here as we're lifting and lowering through that top leg. Good. And again, lifting and lowering through that top leg. Well done. And again, lifting and lowering, keeping those hips stacked as we lift and lower through the top leg. Well done. Good. So either stay here if that feels comfortable for you, or if you can, we're going to raise those feet up to hip height. And we're going to lift and lower through that top knee again here. Good, so keeping those hips stacked as you're lifting and lowering. Well done. Good. Now, as before, we can either stay here with this level, or on this next one, we're going to lift up, keep that knee lifted, and we're going to stretch and tap for 8. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Lower that knee down, lower those feet down, and then back to that start. Well done. Okay, so drop that block down onto the floor again as you had before. Head at the front of it, arms out in front, and we're going to go into our arm opening stretch. So we're going to lift up through this top arm, opening out through that chest, coming around and back, and then slowly back to that start. And again, lift up through that top arm, coming out and around and back. Good. And then back to that start. So just rotating through that upper spine. Don't pull through your shoulder too much. Keep that elbow bent if you need to. As we're lifting up, that head's just rolling on that block, following around and back. And again, lift up through that top arm, coming around and back, following with your head. And back to that start. And again, lift up through that top arm, opening out around and back. And then back to that start. Good. Following that round and back. Well done. Last few here. Lift up through that top arm, coming around and back, and then back to that start. Very good. And let's do one last time. Reaching around and back, and then back to that start. Very good. So we're going to drop that block to the side. We're going to come round onto our backs from here. So coming down onto your back. We're just going to stretch out and cool down from here. So arms down by your side or out to the side of you. Let's just have a nice little stretch into rotation. So drop that knee, those knees over to one side. Use those toe muscles coming up and over, and then over to that opposite side. So just rotating that head, lifting up, dropping the knees over, turning that head to that opposite direction. Good. So drop the knees over, rotating that spine, and back. Good. So just rotating side to side, turning that head, using those toe muscles coming back up, and then over to that opposite side. So just a nice gentle rotation, side to side from here. Good. Feels good to do. Lovely. Just last few. Drop those knees over. Well done. Going back up and over. Lovely. And then just bring those knees back up to that center. Arms down by your side. So let's just stretch out through our legs now. So let's start with our hamstrings. We're going to bring our knee up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through the back of the leg. Use your hand to support that leg there if you want to. This leg can stay bent, or you can lengthen it along the mat. It's up to you. We're going to hold this here. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Just lengthen through that back of the leg. No tension in those shoulders, just breathing in and out as we're holding this stretch. Well done. Then if you can, we're just going to point and flex through the foot here. Just changing that stretch slightly. Well done. Pointing and flexing. And then hold that stretch there again. Lengthening through the back of the leg. Well done. Breathing in and out. Good. And then just lowering that leg down. Very good. And do the same on the other side. Knee up to the ceiling. Lengthen through the back of the leg. Use your hand to support that leg there. And we're going to hold this stretch. So again, just breathing in and out. Lengthening through the back of the leg there. Holding that stretch. Good. Breathing in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. Very good. And then we're just going to point and flex through the foot here. And just slowly pointing and flexing gently through that movement. Well done. And then just holding that stretch again, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the back of the leg. Well done. And then we're just going to slowly bend at the knee and lower that leg down. Fantastic. So let's just stretch through our bottom muscles now. So one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up in towards you, just as far as you're comfortable. And then we're going to hold this stretch. So just nice breath in and out. No tension again in those shoulders, just relaxing down as you're breathing in and out. And just relaxing into that stretch. Good. And again, breath in and out. Relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. Holding that there, breathing in and out. And again, breath in and out. And then just slowly lowering that leg down. We'll do the same on the other side. Opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If you can, bring the leg up and towards you just as far as you're comfortable. And then we're going to hold this stretch here again. So as before, no tension in those shoulders, just breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sinking into that stretch just that tad further, if you can. And we're holding this stretch here. Good. So breathing in and out. Well done. Breathing in and out. Very good. Holding that there. And one more time. Breathing in and out. And then relaxing that leg back down. Well done. So let's come back up into sitting. Just nice and slowly. And just sitting comfortably, legs crossed, legs out in front. Just relax those shoulders down. Let's give them a few rolls here. Very good. And then we're just going to have our hands in front, thumbs pointing upwards. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring those thumbs up and back, opening out through that chest and then forwards. Good. And again, reaching back, stretching those arms back and back down. Good. And again, reaching up and back and forwards. Good. And again, reaching up and back and then forwards. One last time, reaching up and back and then lowering those arms back down. Well done. Relaxing those shoulders again from there. Fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed the class today. Thanks for joining me and see you again soon.